Welcome to the video lecture series in marketing. Today we're going to introduce you to marketing management. Before we get into marketing management, first we have to be able to define what is marketing. And the thing about defining marketing is it's not a very easy thing to do, and it's not something that a lot of people are able to do. When I go to my classes and I say define marketing, regardless of first year or final year students, they always have a hard time really truly defining what is marketing. A lot of times people will think that they can define marketing based off of a specific task, meaning sales, advertising. A lot of times people relate marketing to advertising when in essence advertising is just one function of all the activities that fall under marketing. Many textbooks have created very long and detailed definitions to what is marketing. Quite honestly, my definition that I use for my purposes is that marketing is all activities that take a product or service from production, including product development of identifying what products we're going to be selling, to the end user. All of that is marketing. And so companies, in regards to their product and service development, can have three different focuses. Now, first we have a product-based focus. And in companies that have a product-based focus, this is the old 1950s theory, which is focusing on building products that you like as an organization. You build them, you create them, and you hope that other people like them too. Then you have a sales-based focus, which basically your organization is really focused on convincing the customer that your product is going to work best for them. And so it's really meant to talk about identifying, that door-to-door salesperson selling the Hoover vacuum cleaners, really pushing the product onto you. And then you have the customer-based focused, where basically you're taking the needs of the customer. Based on those needs, you create a product or service to meet the needs of those specific customers. We talk about customer service. A lot of times we hear people say, well, that's not my department. I'm not in customer service. The ironic thing is people that work in the customer service department generally aren't providing customer service. Meaning that if our organization did a good job of customer service all throughout the process, we may not need a specific department called customer service. To be successful for customer service, first of all, it's got to be an organizational focus. Everyone's job and everyone's duty, everyone's got to realize that they get paid, their salary is paid by the customers. Period. And so everyone has got to be involved in this idea that the customer comes first, and that my job, regardless if I work in accounting, if I am the janitor, if I am a salesperson, it doesn't matter what my role is. My job is to meet the needs of our customers. And whatever my duties are, what is it that I can do to meet those specific needs? For us to identify if we're giving good customer service, I always kind of laugh at the comment cards that are put out. Who fills those out? I used to be a training manager for some grocery stores. We had the customer service desk. Who goes to the customer service desk? When do customers get to the customer service desk? Customers don't come to the customer service desk and say, hey, let me tell you, Billy on lane 2 is the best bagger I have ever had. The speed and accuracy and how he really met the needs of my groceries into the bag was just amazing. I've never seen a better bagger. I wept because he bagged my groceries so well. That customer doesn't come to the customer service desk. who comes to the customer service desk. Reality is, the beggar you have in lane 2, Billy, he's an idiot. He was talking to the other beggars. He wasn't paying attention. He was drinking soda at the lane. I could hear him chomping on his gum. He broke my eggs. He squashed my bread. He only put 2 items in each bag. And he was rude. And he's got body odor. Those are the customers that make the customer service desk. The reality is, when that customer gets to the customer service desk, it is too late. We've already lost that customer. We have lost the ability to say this was a positive customer relationship once they make it to the customer service desk. And so the reality is we need to interact with our customers to identify what we are doing well and where we need improvement. The customer service desk just collects complaints. That's all they do. They collect complaints. And that is not a viable interaction. Customer service is like my golf game. We will never be perfect in customer service. But every time we go out to serve a customer, we need to make sure that we're always striving for perfection. We may not reach perfection every single time. We may never reach perfection. But striving for perfection gives us the ability to satisfy customers. When our main goal is to, quote-unquote, satisfy customers, we will never do it. We need to think beyond satisfying customers. We need to think of exceeding those customers' expectations. One of the challenges the marketing manager is going to face is evaluating our marketing efforts. You know, our CFO, our financial people, they're going to say one thing to us. They're going to say one specific thing to us. They're going to be like, what's my ROI? What's my return on investment? Why am I spending money in your department? Every department, every organization is going to be facing that question at some point in time. What is my return? What is it that I am getting out of this? Those are things you're going to have to look at. Those are things you're going to have to identify. How do I look at and identify what my return on investment is? All right. One way we look at return on investment, it can be a couple different areas because, again, getting back to marketing, our goals can change and identifying what is it that we really wanted out of this specific task. And so one way we may evaluate return on investment is what was the increase in sales? Now, just looking at increase in sales from a CFO financial side isn't enough. Because let's say I sell Cadillacs. Like, you know what? I am going to sell them for $1. We're going to do a sale. Cadillacs for $1. I bet you we get some news coverage. I bet you we have people waiting in line to buy Cadillacs for $1. But the reality is, we saw an increase in sales. But if we're losing $59,000 on every car we're selling, the whole goal of profitability is probably going to be lost. And so increase in sales is one way to look at it with a caveat. Are we increasing sales and maintaining profitability? Are we increasing visits or traffic flow? From a web perspective, am I doing promotions or advertisements that are getting people to go to my website? Are we getting people to go and like us on Facebook? Are they adding us in LinkedIn? Are they following us on Twitter? Are they coming through the door? And then what is the effectiveness of the advertising? How effective is our advertising? Now, we might do focus groups, engage what people think of advertisements. We might have statistics to look at that advertising. One thing that I thought was interesting, and people either love it or hate it. I am a big fan of the McDonald's McRib sandwich. And this year, they brought it out in December. And so what their goal is to bring out this limited time sandwich to increase sales in a quarter where they thought sales were going to be lower. And so it was kind of like meant to save their fourth quarter. And so it'll be interesting to see if that tactic really paid off. And what McDonald's always looks at, how did they do versus last year? And last year, especially in the Midwest, in 2011, you had a very warm winter. And so they felt their sales were significantly higher because their sales do better when it's warmer. And so having an average or below average temperature-wise winter, they were concerned that they weren't going to meet the lofty sales that they had from the year before. And so to meet and increase their sales in that last quarter, what they did is they brought in a limited time sandwich where they have seen sales increases when they brought that sandwich before. So when we talk about marketing strategy, there's 3 different ways that we identify or map out our strategy. Number 1, we look at the marketing mix. There's a total separate video lecture on the marketing mix that you can view. But we look at those components: product, place, price, and promotion. How are we using those 4 areas of marketing together to create a comprehensive brand and a comprehensive message? We talk about customer and product placement. So that's when we start looking at what is it that we are doing in regards to segmenting, targeting our customers, and how are we positioning both our customers and our product? Are we positioning both those pieces together? And so when we look at this idea of identifying our customer base and marketing directly towards that base, and really marketers spend a large amount of time identifying who those customers are. Then on in the last box, you're going to have this idea of situational analysis, which, once we look at it, is what's happening, what are internal factors that are affecting our organization, what are external factors that are affecting our organization. A lot of organizations will do what is called a SWOT analysis. There's a short video lecture on SWOT analysis. Basically what we do is we look at our strengths, our weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.